security to board this plane. You will be removed from this flight immediately." The heavy threat dropped like turbulence, rattling the cabin. Linda nodded eagerly, her eyes glinting with satisfaction. Margaret sat straighter, smiling broadly, certain victory was within reach. But Adrian did not move. He leaned back, shoulders relaxed, his voice flat as steel. "Do it." Daniel froze. Linda blinked in disbelief. Margaret's painted lips stalled mid-smile. Adrian slowly placed his tablet on the tray table, folding his arms across his chest. "By all means, call security. I would very much like to hear them explain this policy you have just invented. And I am even more interested to know what the CEO of Aero Global will think when he hears his staff humiliated a passenger under such a ridiculous pretense." For several seconds the cabin went deathly still. His words were not loud, but their weight shook the air. Daniel swallowed hard. Linda's face drained of colour. Margaret bit back her fury, fingers clutching the handle of her Louis Vuitton bag until her knuckles turned white. Adrian lowered his head and closed his eyes briefly, as though finishing a file on his desk. But in his mind, a storm was gathering. He knew that with a single, simple action, one message, he could shift the fate of every person standing before him. And they, all of them, still had no idea that they were playing a game of power against the wrong opponent. The atmosphere in first class was tight as a drawn bowstring. Everyone waited for the sound of security's footsteps, waited to see the spectacle of a black man in a suit being dragged from his seat. But to their surprise, Dr. Adrian Cole opened his eyes, his pupils gleaming like polished steel. He gave a slight nod, his voice deep, drained of all emotion. "Very well. If that is what you want, I will move to 3B. A collective sigh of relief rippled through the cabin. Daniel Wu saw a way out and nodded eagerly. Linda Marsh beamed, quickly pulling a carry-on aside to clear the space. Margaret Ellison burst into laughter, stroking the fur of her tiny dog as though she were raising a champagne glass in victory. "You see, in the end, you always return to your proper place," she said smugly. Adrian gave no reply. He rose slowly, every movement deliberate and calm. He lifted his tablet, but left his carbon fiber suitcase in the overhead bin above seat 1A. Left there on purpose. A small detail, like planting a flag on conquered ground, unnoticed by anyone in the